I'm Madhu Sharma and this is Design Mind. Every episode we teach your mind about design by analysing a website. In this episode of Design Mind, we are looking at Master & Dynamic, which sells luxury headphones. As you will see, the website uses its photography in clever ways to form an emotional connection with its audience. The opening section is excellent as it immediately communicates the purpose of the site. The large image displays the product so clearly that we can even see the texture on the headphone surface. We've discussed in previous episodes of Design Mind about how this is a useful technique as the close-up detail makes it easier to imagine the product in physical space, which forms a deeper connection with the audience. As we will see, Master & Dynamic uses a variety of techniques to build on this connection. Scroll down and we get these sections that highlight particular products. These sections employ 4 key design techniques. The first technique is the liberal amount of white space, which makes the page less cluttered and so more inviting to read. The second technique is the use of large imagery. We've already discussed how this creates an emotional connection. However, the site takes it further, as many of the images are cropped to create the illusion of them bleeding off the page. This is a clever design method, as our mind will fill in the cropped part. Making our mind act in this way strengthens the emotional connection, as it gets us subconsciously thinking about the product. The third design technique is the use of constraint. You'll notice that the site isn't full screen. Instead, this light grey background restricts the content area. This is excellent, as it stops the content from being too large and overpowering. The grey background also directs our attention to focus on the content. The final technique is the use of photography from different angles. This again makes it easier for the audience to imagine the products. At the bottom of the front page is this philosophy section. Including a brand statement is a great way of differentiating a product from its competitors, as it allows the product to take on additional values. This statement by Master & Dynamic emphasizes values of quality and perfection, which, as the statement suggests, allows for a greater creative experience. Unfortunately, the execution of this section is very poor. The text is far too big, which makes it a chore to read. The font used is a poor choice, as it's too technical looking. Granted, it might seem appropriate, as Master Dynamic want to promote messages of technological superiority, but, as the brand statement explains, the end goal of all this technology is to produce a better creative experience. The font has little connection to creativity, which results in a mixed message. Let's now analyse the product pages. The product pages continue the bold and clean approach, with a large image being the most dominant element on the page. The text has been set in a light grey font to avoid distracting attention. The presentation of technical specs is really good, as the data has been neatly split up into this box, which is easy to understand at a glance. Clicking the plus icon on the image opens this slideshow. This is fantastic, as it shows high-quality photographs from multiple angles. We also see the product in use in different locations, which again makes it easier for the audience to imagine the items. Scroll down and the site takes the photography even further. Each photo zooms in on a particular feature of the product and uses labels to explain key benefits. This is an excellent idea, as with a quick scroll through the page, the audience can instantly see all the care and attention that has gone into the design. This in turn conveys messages of superiority and quality. Underneath is this in the box section. The use of line drawings again emphasizes the superior quality of the products, as such diagrams are traditionally used to explain complex and sophisticated technologies. This yellow box contains a quote from a professional musician, which adds credibility. However, like the brand box on the home page, the oversized font makes it less inviting to read. Underneath are these thumbnails of related products. With the exception of the slideshow, these thumbnails are the only time we see the products in use in everyday settings. As such, they are a poor choice of imagery, as they don't fit in with the clean white style that is used on the page, and so distract from the main product. One really good aspect of the page is the Add to Cart button. The photography used on the page makes it very long, so tethering the Add to Cart button to the top ensures that it is always accessible. The name of the product is also in this tethered bar, allowing it to remain at the forefront of the user's mind. The bar replaces the main navigation, which keeps the top area streamlined and clutter-free. One real downside of the page are these little share buttons that appear next to each image. The simple icon has been designed to minimize distraction, but because it appears so often, it's hard for it not to get in the way. They would have been better off placing a single share button in the tethered navigation. Let's analyze the navigation. The navigation consists of this clean and simple bar. Clicking on a link displays this grid of products. This is an excellent idea, as it makes the experience much more visual and emotive than just seeing a list of links. The shopping cart functionality is excellent. It's placed in the right-hand side of the navigation, making it easy to access. When the user adds a product to the cart, this menu appears. This is great as it makes it clear that a product has been added without disrupting the browsing experience. The menu also makes it effortless for the user to make the next step of either adding related products or going to the checkout. A common problem with shopping sites is that if the user doesn't complete the purchase, the site won't have their contact details, and so won't have a chance to engage with that customer in the future. Some sites attempt to address this problem by forcing the user to sign up for an account before they can make a purchase, but this is often off-putting. Master Dynamics has an interesting solution. If the user exits the cart without completing a purchase, this new footer appears asking for their email address. It's very subtle and so won't disrupt the browsing experience, but it also allows the site to maintain contact with the user. Let's analyze the site on mobile. Given how excellent the desktop site is, it's disappointing that the mobile site is a little bit of a mess. The main problem is the navigation area, which is far too tall. If we switch to portrait, the navigation is less of an issue. Unfortunately, they have kept the image-based navigation system of the desktop version, which ends up being confusing on mobile, as the user cannot see enough of it to work out how to use it. The site has reformatted the content for mobile screens, but the images are too large, resulting in lots of unnecessary scrolling. Also, much of the reformatting has just involved stripping out the content, so pages like the products section are less impressive than their desktop counterparts. In conclusion, mobile problems aside, Master Dynamics is an excellent site filled with clever touches. In particular, it makes maximum use of its photography to foster an emotional experience with the user. That's it for this episode of Design Mind. A new episode is released every Monday and Thursday. Find us on the web at www.designmind.info. Our YouTube channel is youtube.com/designmindinfo. You can also find us on iTunes. We'd love it if you could leave us a review at any of these places. Until next time, happy designing!